archaeologists. I'm the John Struct. Welcome to the proximity. I'm about to begin a Pathologic 3 quarantine adventure. What are we gonna do with them, Mr. Flibble? I played Pathologic 2. I played it before I started streaming. I also played Marble Nest. I wasn't very good at Pathologic 2. I'll probably tell the story while we're in the game, but I will mention Pathologic. I feel like the reason I'm not launching into what I was about to say is because how human memory works. I'm a big fan of a YouTube channel called Shut Up and Sit Down, which used to be run by a guy called Quentin Smith. But he used to be a journalist for gaming websites. So there's this big review, like a 2-hour review of Pathologic, the original, by a guy called H Bomber Guy, and he mentions a review of Pathologic by Quentin Smith, and I was like, I read that review. Pathologic was always on my radar, but like now I'm just not confident if I've just invented that memory or not. You ever have that happen where you're like, because people do it all the time, where they'll gain a piece of information and they'll go, oh, I always knew that, and I'm like, I swear, because I used to. This is like pre-Reddit times where you just had to look in websites for reviews and things, and it would have been like Rock Paper Shotgun or something like that. It would have been one of those websites. So there was, and I will say, it's always fun to find out that you've been following people for longer than you thought you had. There's a review of a game I did stream. Oh, what's her name? I'm gonna have to look it up. And the name of the game. Spiritual successor to Clock Tower 3. Haunting Ground. So there's a review of Haunting Ground that I... Hello, Craig. A review of Haunting Ground by... I'm not sure it's a famous review. You can't even find it on the internet now. And I think basically the reviewer, I think, is in a relationship with Quentin Smith or married. Like she does lots of reviews. She's a big name, but it's like for ages it was like the review that I was like, oh, this sounds interesting. It's on my radar. But I do know that review, even though it's an older review, I'd read it like post Reddit times. Hello, Craig. I'm gonna start Pathologic 3. In case you don't know Pathologic 1 was an old Russian game from like, I don't know, like 15 years ago. When was Pathologic 1? Let's just look it up. Ooh. A steaming pile of Tottenham Hotspur. 2005. Oh, that was 20 years ago. And the original game is like you very slowly walk around a strange Slavic town from out of time, and there's a pandemic, and all the politics of the townsfolk is getting in the way of you actually getting anything done. It was quite ahead of its time, as you might imagine. But Pathologic 2 is a soft remake of that, but it had 3 characters in. So the first game... So Pathologic 2 only had one of the 3 characters you could play as, and there was a game called Marble Nest. Okay. The thing about football is obviously with football you get like dominating scores of 1-0, whereas in American sports you've got to bring those numbers up. They've got to be in their 50s. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so Pathologic 1, the idea was you replayed the game several times as several different characters, and they only adapted one of those characters in Pathologic 2. So Pathologic 3 is essentially a carry-on from that. They've just named it 3. But this is Quarantine, which is I went out yesterday. I went out to somebody's 40th birthday, but I just went down the street. Had a few brain hemorrhages, which is the name of a drink. Let's press new game. What was I going to say? So yeah, this is like Marble Nest. This is a not a sort of an introductory game that plays into it. I understand that it's different. It won't be. It's not just a slice of the game. It is you. What's happened to his eye in that one? You play this one before the main game. It's a prologue. That's what I'm getting at. It has a time travel thing going on as well. The capital, where the Bachelor returned in disgrace after the step town perished. Ooh. Press Q to see things worthy of your attention. Ooh. Reflect upon an object or a person. You must approach them closely while in concentration mode. My friend got a football shirt for his birthday. A Reading shirt from the old times. I could not explain to you the meaning of it, but look at this. And it's wearing a big clock. Oh, there's you. What's up with you? Whose reflection are you? They're human too. I can't remember the name of the face. Okay. There's a scalpel. And you? What's up with this guy? Somebody died here. There's nothing here. A fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. I, like quite a few people, have attempted to read Infinite Jest. It's fucking long. And it's, yeah, it's one of the, like, obnoxious... I literally went online one day and went, what's an obnoxious, pretentious book I could buy? I want to read a pretentious book. Infinite Jest, that's the answer to that. It's the most pretentious book. And then I read, like... I don't know, like 50 pages, and then I got bored. One day I may read it, but it's also one of those things that sort of mark you as a knobhead if you've got it on your shelf. So I'm like, that's fine. I'm not scared of you. Go to hell, death. Not even after these 2 weeks. Not scared. Oh, hang on. So do the paintings? No, they just don't disappear. Okay, but the mural, yes. Well, you are. God of Death, weighing a very small heart against a very small feather. Oil on canvas. Okay, yeah. Is there an order of which you read the words? There's some folks. Backs turned, out of scorn or out of fear. Inquisitor, my beloved. I know you. I could tell from the dress. So before I talk, I have a story about the game, in case you didn't watch me play the last one. In this game, in Pathologic 2, you spend, what, 12 days trying to cure a pandemic. You're specifically trying to save, like, 10 or 8 kids, I think. But it could be... there's a specific reason. They sort of represent the town. And you need to very slowly walk around, and you talk to people, and you're sent to other places, and there are quests and things, and you never have enough time. There's a survival element, so you need to keep fed, you need to sleep, you need to drink, you need to make sure you don't get you don't get infected. You will get infected, so you have to use the cures on yourself. So you're researching it with plants and stuff, you have a machine, and all that. And so every day is a little shorter than the last one, and every time you die, even if you load your game, your life is a little less. I did utter shit at this game, by the way. Not only did I... Turns out there's a limit. You lose about half your health, and then you don't lose any more. The guy, Marco Immortel, just goes, oh, fuck it, he's just rubbish at this, aren't you? And the Rat Man just sort of gives up on punishing you. But what I forgot to do is you can attack people. You can break into people's houses and steal their stuff. And I just sort of didn't really engage with that. I played just rubbishly. So by the time I got to the end of the game, there's a section where you have to get sent into a cave. I think they do it out of pity if you're just not doing very well. And you have a little quest. But I had to like alt-tab out the game because I just could not for the life of me figure out how to get through the cave. And the answer is I had to stab somebody and take their heart because of ritualistic reasons. Because the doctor from the Pathologic 2 is the doctor from the town who is the spiritual doctor. In this game, you are a different type of doctor. But that is not the story. And then when you do that, you're sort of given the good ending anyway. I'm kind of surprised at how those endings work in that game because I did rubbish. But because it escalates and escalates, different events happen on different days, and one of them is the Inquisitor. When the Inquisitor's going to arrive, some of the townsfolk end up like killing themselves because she's going to judge people. There's something wrong with the town, and the actions of the townsfolk must have caused this to happen, right? So Inquisitor's going to inquisit. So there's a big queue outside. You talk to her. There's always been a sort of meta aspect to the original Pathologic as well. So when you talk to her, she eventually goes, "Oh, you're not stupid. Oh, I thought you'd be stupid." And you're like, "Well, you know," and you're like, "No, it's like you're not tethered to the system that everyone else is." And you can go, "Are you a real person?" It's like, "Wait, are you a real person?" "Yeah, I've just come to the town and they just all act odd. It's really weird." And I get this option. You have like dialogue options, and one of the options is, "Do you want to just run away? I don't like." And she's like, "Aren't you supposed to be saving the children?" I'm like, "Yeah, but they're all fucked. I can't do anything. Let's run away. Let's just go." And you can just sort of run away the Inquisitor. You meet her at the train at 8 o'clock. You take the train out the city, and you're like, let's do this. Let's elope. We're gonna. And suddenly the train stops. You're talking to each other. And you're like, heart beating, like, what we're gonna do the rest of our lives? And the train stops, and you go, "Oh, I forgot what game I was playing." And you see, the day after the day after the Inquisitor arrived, the military arrives, and it all gets much worse. So they're like, "Sir, could you step out the train, please?" And you're like, I see here, me and my lady friend here, we're Sir, could you step out the train?" I would not. And if you argue against them, they will punch you in the gut and throw you out the train. You're like, "Now see here," and you're like, "I need you to leave," and they fucking shoot her. They murder her in front of you, and they just go, "Sir, just could you go back to the town? Our commander needs to speak to you right now." And if you can get upset, they will shoot you at that point, and you have to load your game. But like, what's going on with the Inquisitor? So I'm like, okay, I'm a noble man. I know what to do. What I'll do is I'll load my game. I won't elope. I'll sacrifice the stupid relationship I just had, and you live out the day. And in the end of every day in Pathologic, you find out who lives and dies, and she dies at the end of the day. And you're like, why did she die? Did she get the illness? Because everyone can die via the illness. It's randomized. Some people are more likely to die on certain days. And I look it up on the internet, and it's like, no, she's the only person you can't save. She will always die on this day because the military always kill her. And I'm like, but she's the only one I wanted to save. Why does what? No. "Sir, could you go back to the game?" It's like, what fucking game did you think you were playing, John? Why did you dangle it in front of me? That was just mean. What does I see? Are you the Inquisitor? You could be a Inquisitor. No, because these are... Okay, let's talk to them. Anyway, that's Pathologic.
Need to do the reverse transcriptase test again. Pretty sure we missed the heat mark in the 4th series.
Okay then. Why aren't you at the interrogation yet, Bachelor? Bachelor's the name of the doctor. What happened? I have to choose wisely because it will block out other options potentially. You just wanted to talk. I'm a witness, not a suspect for now. What happened? Why did you come down here?
What were you expecting, huh? It's been years and I still can't get enough of your idealism.
Hang on, Chief. Did they summon you because of Thanatica? Will the order to shut down the laboratory down be revoked, postponed? What the fuck's Thanatica? I mean, I know Than, as in Thanos, sure, but no, I believe I was summoned because of the Sand Plague. They fear the epidemic might have already spread here to the capital. You're the doctor who first discovered this deadly epidemic, this dirt disease. Is it true that it killed off the whole steppe town in a week? So we're in the future. We're going to teleport to the past. 25,000 dead. Is there that many in the town? Listen to me. So this is a demo, essentially, and a prologue. All of this is just hearsay. Please leave your director alone. He has important work to do. You, Chief, should hurry off now. Your appointment is at 8. No, answer me this, because they'll probably have more dialogue. You look like that actor. I forget his name. Since you're the one in charge, is it true or not? You said the disease was already in the capital. Not exactly 20,000, strictly speaking, fewer, and there are 417 survivors, a scant, non-zero amount of hope. What? Oh dear. So the writing is such, it's supposed to be slightly impenetrable. I know that with Pathologic 1, it got, the original translation wasn't great, and then it got retranslated. But some people prefer the original translation because it was harder to penetrate. Day 8, in which the Bachelor says farewell to the doomed step. You can go no further. Quarantine. Oh, he's got a sense of humour. Enough coring. It was High who set up the quarantine in the first place. Didn't recognise you at first glance. You've changed quite a bit after a week in our town. I'm Sava Kremenitz, number 72, last volunteer of the Volunteer Orderly Cause. Since you're here, consider this my resignation. The last volunteer, the last post, the last frontier, and quickly it all came to an end. Promise to save our town, but all you leave behind are ashes and graves. What lies ahead of you is not the steppe, but a fog of uncertainty. So where will you go now, O man who lost to death? I'll return to the capital. They're shutting down Planatica. My lab and the academy must hear of this dreadful disease. People whisper rumors that the only doctor in town plans to abandon them, to flee. The most fortunate, the survivors, already plan their own escapes. Could they be saved? Yes, I'll take them to the capital. I need witnesses. Couldn't save them with medicine, so I will by other means. Each decision leads to regret the next day. Each step, the abyss. How can one sleep after that? You could just be... My nightmares are a personal matter. Nightmares multiply in darkness, in their nutrient medium, just like blood for a plague. To those bonfires, those who were once prepared on my own orders to fence off the plague districts, now they will light my path. The light of salvation burns and fades, like hope, like someone's life on a hospital bed. Do you think you'll manage to escape? She already follows you, trying to reach you. She won't just let you leave. Who is she? The plague? You are a fool, Bachelor Dankovsky. Conscience. Of course it's conscience. You cannot run from your conscience. You're not even on a train. No, you'd be lucky to even board the train alive. What form of your conscience assumes that is on you and your broken imagination. I should mention, I have turned streamer mode off, so I don't know if it's going to be like any nudity or like music. That's generally what streamer mode is for, I'm assuming. I don't think that any of this would break any of the rules. But we'll see. Potentially, I might have to turn it back on. Oh, was Conscience in Marble Nest? My conscience is clear. I did all I could for the town. One person alone cannot fight an outbreak of an unknown disease. Come back to where you came from, Doctor. Try to become your old self again. Just don't forget the matches. Thank you, 72. It is really you for your volunteer service. You two did all you could. Ah. Fuck is that? That wasn't in the last game. Holy cow. Oh. Hang on. There's a spine in here. Okay. Do I have like a menu or anything? Well, there is the train. Oh, they're not going very well, are they? It's going to be ill. The stench. Out. Out. Yeah, I shouldn't. Oh, these are all the characters. They're not doing very well. Oh yeah, what the fuck are you? You're new. The day before. Okay, we're going backwards. Which the Bachelor leaves the capital to venture to the edge of the world. Ooh. We used to keep Caliptra Thalates here. They feed on blood, but the simple fragile butterflies that feed on flowers will and light were stronger. I'm looking at stuff, you know, I'm not letting you in. Some butterflies. We're dying every minute of our lives. I have challenged this unfortunate phenomenon, an undoubtedly unsurmountable phenomenon. Yeah, I believe he goes to the town to cure death. He doesn't know the plague is there. Our last hope was to make the headlines. Thanatica is almost destroyed. Publicity, shock value, tangible proof that we were right all along. So, he thinks there's an immortal man in the town, and by the time he gets there, he's dead already. My dear Bachelor Tankovsky, I was dismayed to learn that the powers that be intend to shut down the laboratory that earned the renown for your thanatology research. Is it true they branded your work scientific extremism? If some deem the study of death, aging, and necrosis futile, I have found a case that will silence them and restore your good name. Simon Kane, the ruler of our town, is a living example of inexplicable longevity. Come at once. This discovery could be a sensation. Save your lab and bring your fame. Your faithful colleague, Isidore Barak. P.S. I've already spoken to Simon. He agreed to assist a scholar of your renown in this endeavour. We have great respect for the daring ideas and far-fetched projects. So yeah, they keep remixing the same ideas, which Pathologic 2 very much felt like they did on purpose. So they didn't just remake it, it was a kind of remix. Grandmaster in Chef's with death. They say he stutters outside of Thanatica. I wouldn't know what happened to him afterwards.
If we have the right conditions, our current ones are only good for inventing penicillin. It's mold all the way down.
It's penicillin, that's how you pronounce that word. I don't think they have their cast in place yet. So it's probably people in their office doing these voices. Do you hear those peculiar footsteps on the stairs? Ominous footsteps? I think they're coming for us. They catch you here, there's no telling what might happen. You could even be arrested.
We're running terribly low on mice, and the mice themselves are a little feeble, lacking in enthusiasm.
Shall I continue? The ruling goes on. Your Thanatica, the nation's only laboratory specializing in the novel life extension techniques, comes across a pseudo-scientific wild goose chase, so-called effective immortality project. There'll be an inquiry based on our results. The Academy Special Commission, which, as you know, Karlovich is on. Shouldn't use as you know. They'll wipe the floor with your Karlovich, and he'll just throw up his hands like he did with the immunity affair last year. He's not going out on a limb for you. Wasn't just also pet peeve of mine, but glasses, they serve a function. If you look at my face, look, it's very subtle, but the line there and the line behind the glasses are not in the same place. Because it's... Oh, you know what? Hang on. Move your head again. There should be a distortion. Like, that's literally what a lens does. Move your head so I can tell. No, you see, no distortion. She's just a poser wearing glasses with the glass lens, you know, without the lens bar. Wasn't just him in July going around here saying something, saying he was disappointed, or do I have him mixed up with someone? It happens when you're tired. Karlovich will help me if I present clear evidence. Oh, but there's more. Has, according to a number of scientists, including Vorin, Zegler, and Vilonovich, achieved significant breakthroughs. We can skip this part. There, in view of the academic council, deeming it to lack any prospects whatsoever, the only rational course of action. Okay, I don't know if the other games had conversations between multiple people before. Would be to suspend the research, transfer the laboratory to the purview of the Chemistry Institute, dismiss its staff. I can recite it from memory by now. Perhaps you could retell it in verse, Platon. It would calm you down and put things in broader perspective. I'd sooner lose a wife, an arm, an eye than the Thanatica. And why does it have to be now? We've just got cellular level reaction. You don't have a wife. Given the way you live, you never will. I'm married to my work. Fine, no wife, make both my eyes and both arms. After all, I've got you and Platon. I'll do fine with just my head. Actually, there's still hope, Bachelor, if we present them the immortal man from Central Step. What was his name? Shine? Ivan? It's Kane. Simon Kane. No time, colleague, no time. They're already climbing the stairs. Tankovsky, you need to run. There'll be no commission while you're gone. We can solve proceedings. Go! Fetch us immortality. Fetch us an immortal right away. We'll tell them that you're away on a trip for once. The red tape will play into our hands. We'll stall, reports, audits, you name it, and appeal if all else fails. But if they find you, they'll convene and force us to testify. We won't be able to wriggle out of it. I agree, if you leave before you've handled the ruling, it's their fault for missing you. But if you wait until afterwards, that's obstruction. They won't miss a chance to hold it against you. They'll use whatever pretext they can. What about you two? Bah! What would they want with us? You're the big name scientist, so act like it. You're the one they need. And Shine person is just who you need. Kane. I love the idea that somebody would be like, oh, what's that name? Kane? Oh, for God's sakes, Platon. Shall we toss them out the window? That's it, they're here. Hear those voices? They must be deciding whose head is hard enough to batter down the door with. Get out! The eastbound train departs at the 4:15. You can make it right on time. You two keep cool, store for time, and keep mum. Oh wait, one last thing. Have a look at this while you're on your way. You've been promising for 3 months already, but you never found the time. It's the tool for studying tuberculosis, the air humidity thing. Remember? Kaufman, Gorski, and a Stein. How does it work? There's no time. Take the papers and read them on your way. We have more pressing issues right now. Case in point, when there's a report S10-4 coming in, you know, the cytological. Is he trying to be funny or what? Get out, Chief. Use the back door and don't come back without your immortal. I'll be back in a week. Ort come Scuto, ort in Scuto. Can I save my game? I want to know what happens if you open the door. Ah, it won't let me. We're seeking the cure to old age and death. A pill to cure the void. Well, we're gonna need that.
They'll go to any lengths, Chief, but our lengths are longer.
Where are you looking? Just one more thing. One more? What might that be? Take care of yourself, Chief. You're so reckless. Head always in the clouds. You don't really know how to fend for yourself, do you? Do you even care about yourself? As if you're any different, Sir Femma. All doomed without you. Hey, no crying in the laboratory. It'll be alright. Now for this, are you armed? Why, I am armed with my vast intellect and quick wit. As long as I can open my mouth, they won't know what hit them. Daniel, are you armed? I am. Premonitus. At least I can shoot myself with this if I fail. By the way, the character's supposed to sound pretentious, like it's on purpose. It's to make him sound like a prick. Have you ever used it? Please take this seriously. Because when in the other game, you get to see your character from other people's perspective, and whenever you're not controlling characters, they'll always take the dumbest decisions. I like that she's at the exact angle to make her glasses just like make the shadow there. Best I can do is point out again, the lens should be doing that line there, should not be straight with that one. And pretend it's loaded. Best I can do is point at someone and pretend it's loaded. Might not work on the bears though. Well, at least point it then. You could be very persuasive sometimes, Chief. Yes, you should know. Graduate students call him Daniel the Dinosaur, implying he's banging his head against the wall like someone they know. I happen to think he's just dead tired. Okay, Hit again, Bachelor. Dankovsky is banging his head against closed door. Can't go through here. Thanatica, my lab, my honor, my life. I'll be back here, you hear me? Ort cum scuto, ort in scuto. Doesn't even look like I'm in real life. Doesn't even have this haircut. One of many whose head will be put on the spike as a warning to the daring. In my expert opinion, the specimen looks more like a Daniel Dankovsky. They won't even mention me in the textbooks, I reckon. Not even longevity tendencies and Thalid and other bloodsuckers. Okay then.
Freeze!
Even if I had a bullet, even if I could shoot, I wouldn't stoop to. Dumb, bald-headed pawns. That's gonna change. Okay. I hear you in there, your heart in the hearted vermin. You poured me a cognac not 2 weeks ago, Karsevich. Taxidermy specimen can receive any cure. Closet for visual aids. Truly, they are the real immortals. Here's a lovely signature. Okay, so left, up, down, right. Voronin is a lovely person, very polite. He has a lovely signature too, neat with a flourish above the first O. On his, it looked lovely. Oh no, it's a circle. On the denunciation of my lab. Okay, that's how you read them. It's in a circle. And for life, remember what's behind here. My wits are scattered. You said nothing, Denkovsky, when these ones were closed down and evicted. They had no talent. They deserved it, didn't they? It's this room again.
I'm Daniil Denkovsky, Bachelor of Medicine. My research into the limits of human life has brought me renown. I've devoted all my energy and remarkable intellect to combating the greatest fear that binds humanity, the inevitability of imminent death. Seeking proof of my theories, I traveled to a small, steep town to examine a person of phenomenal longevity, Simon Kane. But I walked into a trap. The moment I arrived there, an unknown disease struck the town. It devoured the town like a wildfire. Its contagion and lethality surpassed anything humanity had ever faced. And I became the only doctor standing in the way of this unprecedented pestilence.
Q is not doing anything right now. I must talk.
And last year's demographic survey, Gorkho. Where is it even?
Go back to your testimony, Bachelor Dankovsky. Testimony? So this is an investigation. A preliminary investigation. Try to remain level-headed. Ministerial inspection of your lab, Thanatica, began in early September. Your presence was required at all times. Instead, you dashed off across the country to a backwater town to bring back what might be described as... Yes, an immortal man. Yes, this town had an outbreak of some fever the scientific community had no knowledge of. As luck would have it, you were the only medical professional at the site of the event. You were forced to remain there. Since leaving was impossible, you led the effort to combat the epidemic and evidently took on field research as well. Accurate so far? Well, not inaccurate. The devil's in the details. You seem to be setting up some trap. You did not succeed. A complete failure. It goes without saying that one would be foolish to fault a medical specialist in a situation like yours. The remoteness, the lack of communication, the hostile environment, terrible conditions for scientific work. What doctor could have possibly succeeded in those? No one blames you. Precisely. No equipment, incompetent aides, zero authority. Given that I'm not an epidemiologist, I did the best I could. Precisely. Am I the inspector now? Besides, you were in a state of extreme exhaustion. Add to that the stress of the whole situation around your lab. Besides, that ordinance from last year. What? Okay, I don't know what that line means, sorry. That's better. Tell me, if you would be so kind, what causes your suspicious unease? I wouldn't assume a guilty conscience. I suppose we can't rule out a setup. Hello, Windshield. I watched the H-Bomber Guy video on the first game, and I have played the second one and Marble Nest. I'll watch some other reviews of the first game as well. I suppose we can't rule out a setup. Too many coincidences. That letter about Simon lures me to the town. No one shows me Simon. The whole place locked down, trapping me. And while I'm left to die, Thanatica is destroyed just before a scientific breakthrough. My final hours are spent studying the sand pest. Crafty, I must admit. Are you alone, Dankovsky? My impression is of countless people occupying the same shell over these past 2 hours, one after another. What do you want to know? What could I have done? Well, all right. My first idea was quarantine. I needed time to study the disease, so I isolated patients in the homes. No, I isolated entire districts. I tried to get at least a day ahead of it. It was spreading too swiftly. Of course, I ensured that no one could leave the town. Were you always aware of the consequences of your decisions? Ah, you refer to the popular discontent. I didn't need love from them, only discipline. A difficult surgery can't be performed on a resisting patient. That's why the patients get tied up, held down, or anesthetized. Every step I took was justified, or the town wouldn't have lasted those 7 days. 7? Okay, you spent 12 days in the Gorkon area. I have my file on the desk here. You familiarized yourself with it, correct? Ah, J. The mind map! Important events happened every day. Select a day to recall what transpired. I'm assuming these are grayed out. Nope. Oh, wow. How do I go back? What was... what was the mind map button? I didn't mean to press escape. Let me go back. J. Haha. Thank you. Okay. Okay. The Shabnak steps. The plague spreads across the town. I see things in the infected districts, things that are not there. No saving the people. The plague had burnt almost everyone. Science can do nothing about the disease. It can't be stopped. The clown. Ah, fucking clown. The town clinging to hope in this lack of thought, lack of power. People listen to the charlatans. They are ignorant. Our people. Respects the butcher, local dropout, not even a witch doctor, just a butcher. They still believe him. My Harrispecs never killed anyone because he was rubbish. I forgot you could do that. The crazy changeling, but the beatific girl claims she's a saint is even worse. So I was saying before, I just straight up didn't interact with the systems involved in like fighting people. So by the time I had to go through a cave and like do a ceremony involving a knife, I legitimately did not know what to do and had to alt tab and check. And it's like, yeah, you can stab people. Sandpest is unique. No one's ever dealt with a disease like this. Okay, so I can roll out. Okay, so it's sort of weird that I'm giving a choice, because I mean, a part of me just thinks I should just go to day 1. He was screaming. Something's happening at the empty lot in one of the poorer districts. I can't remember. Bearers hid their faces. Met a strange procession in the cemetery in the evening. Obnoxious little town. Okay, I don't get the drag system. Okay, I can't. I guess it's the connections? Oh, I see, yeah. That makes sense. So these are what I'm looking at, and everything like that is it's pointing to the other sections. I have access to the entire circle. Day 1, day 2. So hope. Courage, Dankovsky. This Simon Kane is your only chance to save Thanatica. No, Simon Kane. I can't meet a supposedly immortal man. You went to the end of the world chasing nasty rumours, Dankovsky. People who lost their minds. It's madness out there. Stabbings, tearing clothing off corpses. They say someone important has died. Settled in the Stillwater. Local lady was nice enough to let me stay with her. The Polyhedron, incredible towers overlooking the bridge square, is closed. The entrance is boarded off and has no bearing on my task anyway. You say that. Eva, the Stillwater's owner, only ray of sunshine in this odious town, took her own life. What have you done, Dankovsky? What have you not? Now I can go check that. Day 10. Okay. I don't know if I should read this all now or not. Day 12. Bachelor Dankovsky has suffered a disgraceful defeat. E01 has taken her own life because of you. It's always because of you. The army's bringing the cannons. Powers that be already signed your death warrant. Is it your warrant, Dankovsky, or is it the whole town? Town is beheaded. No more rulers, no more heirs. The inheritance is gone any day now. Is this like the worst actually outcome? Is this the no count on the Inquisitor's arrival hasn't saved the town? It's only broken its spine. So when I played Pathologic 2, I tried to run away with the Inquisitor, and obviously the military fucking murdered her, and I was well upset. I loaded my game, and I was just like, how do I save the Inquisitor? And it's like, you can't. She's the only person you can't save. And it's like, but that was the only person I wanted to save. Why?
Who's the murderer? Why you?
Presumptuous. You're fake as well. There's no distortion in these lenses. Well, what are you looking at me like that? As if you're seeing this for the first time. As if. This is the first time. It's not like I've rummaged through your papers. Alright, let's look at the 5th day. Remember when you seemingly admitted that the vaccine was possible? You had volunteers brought to you and inoculated them with the sandpest. Are you still with me, Dankovsky? Look me in the eye. Are you here? I am here, and I'm certainly not with you. Whose testimony do you even base this on? Who slanders my name? Okay, calm your nerves. The very reason you're sitting here is so that we can maybe find the truth, isn't it? I won't be intimidated. I'm a doctor, a scientist. Do you hear me? I've come back from hell. The phantasms of a nightmare could never portray. And I've worked there as a doctor. Do you understand? A doctor! Not an exterminator, or inquisitor, or police inspector, or an army commander. I am a medical professional. I'm not trying to intimidate you. Perish the thought. I'm sorry. I'm exhausted as well. You must have misunderstood me. Enough with that tone. Don't you grow tired of it yourself? Put this on record. That backwater didn't have a hospital. Understand, it did not have a hospital. But it did have a theatre, so I repurposed it somewhat into a hospital. I studied patients there, creating a vaccine that was the priority. That's what I did. I vaccinated people. An hour ago, you said a vaccine was impossible. Creating a vaccine isn't as simple as brewing a cup of tea. The disease mutated fast. The scientific community had never seen anything like it. I had to create a vaccine every day. Do you understand? A new one each time. All the while I had no equipment, no lab. I had to improvise new methods in a matter of minutes. A theatre? Let me talk more about the 5th day after you arrived. Ooh, I don't think I've heard of that. Day 5 in which Bachelor winds up and people have no rewind. Sorry, I should have read that. Press J to open the mini-map. The mind map. Current goals are displayed there. Yes. The mind map. We are on day 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. All the Final Fantasies. They stop after 12, right? The Final Fantasies. 5th day in town. 3rd one at the hospital. The plague runs rampant. I still hope to find a vaccine, but for now, only the quarantine protects people. Here's my gun. The revolver. I don't want to become Death's henchman, but if anyone thinks they can bully me, demand more than they need, or trample on my dignity, they're wrong. Prototype. It was made when we were trying to fight the tuberculosis pathogens. In theory, it purifies the air of microorganisms with sound at a frequency beyond human perception, destroying their cell membranes. If only it could kill them inside the human body, the device would be priceless. There we go. Oh, he gets... Oh no, it's still named after body parts. What's that say? I like that there's like a secret edge writings. Hang on, we'll grab from there. La culpa. Okay, this is not in a language I can read, but I'll try and read it anyway. La culpa sequera la parte offensa ingrido come sual mala vendetta. I know what that word means. Fia or tia testimonio al vece la dispensa. Cool, I don't know what that means. And down here. I cannot read that. That's a B. Okay, we have the cemetery, Crowstone, crude sprawl, factory. Oh yes, I remember. It's all coming back to me now. Yeah, this is the train station. Because this is where Butcher hangs out. We of course have a different route through. Hindquarters, the tanners, the skinners, the chine, the flank, the cape, the backbone, the marrow. Bloody his girlfriend lives a fucking way up here. It's well annoying. Going from down here to up there. It takes all day. Bridge Square, Stillwater. Water Tower. Mwah! The gut. And there's the polyhedron, of course. What happens if I click on? Whatever. Our thoughts? I will probably replay Pathologic 2 at some point, because it's been a while. Outer scale represents your mind state. Increasing mania is indicated by the scale of going clockwise. Increasing, I'm assuming that is a C supposed to be in that word. Apathy, counterclockwise. Avoid both extremes as they will hinder your health and abilities. Use consumables in your inventory to combat that. Inner scale represents your health. I have no artifacts. First select... Ooh, this is new. Select the patient's suspected symptoms, then choose the appropriate diagnosis. Some symptoms may be incorrect. So, yes. The other thing I straight up did not do in Pathologic 2 is really, like, mess around with any of the systems of curing the plague. So I have read this. There's an entire alchemy system, and I just... It's not that I didn't understand it, it's just I never really had enough spare resources to play with it, so I just sort of forgot about it after a while. First, select the patient's suspected symptoms. They choose the appropriate diagnosis. Some symptoms may be incorrect. Oh, I don't have any yet. Oh. You can't just cheat and see the earlier days. No notes. No notes. It's a tragedy, and Signor, I don't know how you pronounce that word. Is it Signor? You're here, upon the stage once more. The man who made a hospital out of the theatre will have eyes on him aplenty. Do you know what the orderlies behind your back are whispering? Ah, he talks like me, and it's really annoying from other people. You didn't need to put that in the middle of a sentence, you know. No, what are they saying? They say you have a seesaw in your head. They picture you as a man atop a board, atop a barrel, gun in hand, aiming as you roll and teeter to and fro. A seesaw inside my head. Maybe the rumours have a little truth to them. Extremes, Signor. Extremes can kill you dead. One moment mired in apathy, the next in mania, trying to do everything at once. You have caught between your pounding heart and two hesitating feet, man of impulse, yet sometimes paralysed. That there is your seesaw. Hard not to veer into extremes when the whole town is being consumed by a novel disease. As we stand here in the old theatre, let me then play the doctor and prescribe balance, the golden mean, though you may be swept to Scylla and to Charybdis. I know what Scylla is. Not like a snake, but like a hydra type thing. Does it have something to do with doctors? And even now, what do you feel as soon as you approach the sick? Indifference and gloom begin to burden you. You're exaggerating again. If I was really so depressed as to be catatonic, I wouldn't even have started this conversation. With me, you would. For I am but a player, a figment of your mind. Indeed, Signor. You hardly speak when your heart races, or when your mind has gone too quiet. You need to keep this unfortunate inclination in check. Strongest treatment is here. Is that just metatextual, as in, technically speaking, you hardly talk because you're a computer game character, and conversations only happen when you start them? The strongest treatment is right here, the same we use to numb the hopeless sick. These drugs may work for you as well, but mind that as you take them, you become accustomed to them, and you need more and more each time. Not an extreme measure. There are other ways as well. A drink and a smoke, perhaps. Things you may not expect can stabilize you. To warm yourself by the fire, or wash yourself in cool water. Even kicking a trash bin in frustration. It's very, Disco Elysium. You know what helps you best? You are a scientist, so experiment. I should be looking to keep myself together with the bare minimum. I can't afford to lose focus when dealing with patients. And yet, it wouldn't hurt to take some pills with you. Who knows what madness lies ahead? Taking something from the hospital's supplies, besides the other fronts you struggle on. There is a struggle with yourself, Signor. What could be harder? You could have said, Medici cura te ipsum. Oh, I've got a bunch of stuff. Tobacco, mania plus 10. Camphor, mania plus 5. Bromide, apathy plus 25. Oh, bit of slow down there. Strychnine, a poison, which is the same as medicine. Invigorating in small doses, addictive. With each use, the effect becomes weaker. Okay, so we are right now in like full mania. Can't tell because it's just telling me what to do. So I'm going to read these. It's believed that cigarettes have a calming effect, but in fact nicotine is a stimulant. Addictive, with each use, the effect becomes weaker. Stimulant, rubefacent, I don't know what that means. Causes irritation, just like everything else in this damn place. Mania plus 5. Increases inhibition in the cerebral cortex. In other words, dulls the brain. Sometimes it's exactly what I need. Okay. Okay, but like, I get that it's... I know what that means, but I want to know what I want to know what the two ends are. Outer scale represents your mind state. Increasing the mania is indicated. That's not how you spell indicated, is it? Surely that's an I. By the scale going clockwise. Oh yeah, this I did read this before. This could be better explained. I get it. I get that it's not a line, it's a circle. Okay. Increasing mania counterclockwise. Okay, fair enough. See, I would pronounce that indicated, but indicated, like indicate. It's clockwise. This counter. Okay, mania. That is full mania. You know what they need? They need a manic face here, and they need a apathetic face here. Manic face there, apathetic face there, and then I'd understand the scale, like at a glance. So, okay. Instead of this weird description, just let me double check her. Or even just, like, hover on it and just tell me the numbers. Increasing mania is going clockwise. That's full mania. So you want more apathy. Okay. Oh, no, fuck. Fuck. Completely misread that.